Hello, my name is Javier Steven Brambeles. I am a seventh semester industrial engineering student at the Universidad del Valle, sede Buga. And today, together with my partner, I will present in the summary of an article, which is an efficient scheduling and planning system to increase productivity and third-party logistics. Now we're going to present the article case. The name of this article is An Efficient Scheduling and Planning System to Increase Productivity in Third-Party Logistics. Continue with the introduction and resume. Due to increased demand and globalization, logistics companies are required to incorporate new practices and technologies to cope up with the competition and to make the supply chain system more effective. These projects carry out in a third-party logistics company wherein the present system is facing problems with planning and scheduling for the arrival and departure of trucks, and thereby the company is not getting the set time of arrival of the trucks, which is leading to problems in allocating shop floor drivers to unload the truck. The crucial aspect of the production process is to have a proper scheduling system which fits the information about the overall plan through which all other activities of the shop floor is dependent on scheduling. The case company is facing the problem in scheduling and planning. Due to improper scheduling, there is overlapping of tasks to demand force where there will be more forklift drivers to unload the trucks, or in the other case, there will be shortage of forklift drivers to unload the trucks. This collision happens because the forklift drivers will also have another simultaneous task to complete. Scheduling and planning are the two important crucial aspects in the production of process. But what is a third-party logistics? A third-party logistics, 3PL or TPL, is the way an organization uses third-party business to outsource their different requirements. This helps in reducing the risk and working capital for the logistics company. It utilizes several different small businesses around them to fulfill their needs and demands. TPL can scale their production according to customer demands, based on the market condition, and customize it according to the customer needs. Now, the problem formulation. To investigate the problem, third-party logistics company is selected, in which the case company presently does not have a system to let the shop floor know the time of arrival of different trucks that is coming into the company for the particular day. The company opts for spontaneous planning in the unloading and loading of trucks, depending on the time each truck arrives at the company premises. This has led to many confusions and backlogs within the company as arrival time of trucks varies from day to day. With the implementation of the new system, it helps the organization plan and schedule their day-to-day activities and allocate resources according to the particular day requirements. This project is limited to companies which are facing problems in the scheduling and planning for the workforce and allotment of each task. Therefore, it is beneficial to investigate and third-party logistics to improve efficiency and productivity. What is the purpose and research questions? Well, the purpose of the project is to improve planning and scheduling system in the third-party logistics by integration of digitalization. It creates a visual IT system in a TPL to improve the planning and scheduling of different tasks that needs to be assigned to the employees so that there is an increased productivity from the workers. At the same time, effective utilization of human resources complete the task for the day. The project purpose to ensure a smooth flow of production in the shop floor and to eliminate unnecessary wastage of time and resources. How is the digitalization implemented to have efficient scheduling and planning system which helps in proper utilization of resources? Well, the objective of the research is questions is to understand the process of digitalization implemented to have new scheduling and planning. What are the effects of having integrated efficient scheduling and planning system with digitalization? This research question narrows down on the effect of integrating new planning system with digitalization. Now, what was the method and implementation? Research was carried on to increase productivity by developing visualized scheduling and planning system in two-party logistics between February 2020 to October 2020, where the initial discussion was conducted in last week of January 2020 with a supervisor in the case company, which motivated authors to start up with the research process is systematically done with reference to Williamson 2002. So we can see uh, the format shows the schematic representation of the design for a research process. Selecting the topic, theoretical background, research questions, research plan, data collection, analyzing the data, finding analysis and conclusions. And the data collection. Data collection was done with by choosing different techniques such as literature review, interviews, observation, and questionnaires. Literature review was done by referring different peer-reviewed articles. Interviewers and questionnaires were conducted to different stakeholders, and observations were made in the case company to have authors' points of view in the project.
Hi, my name is Juan Camilo Serrano Caicedo. I am a semester student from Industrial Engineering and will to continue the part that my partner explained in the previous explanation. To continue with the development of the document, in this section analysis and finding begins with a series of investigation and observation in order to progress with the project and find a solution to this problem presented by many companies, which is to implement current and efficient planning and scheduling of their operations. Even though most companies worldwide have decided strategies to implement the planning and scheduling of their operations, the reality is that many times it's not efficient or missing several aspects to improve due to unit spent, change in requirements, external. Performing an evaluation in the workshop, the schematic representation of this workshop is shown by means of a layout, where the trucks have arrived to one, two, even trains or gates. The merchandising interest goes to a certain area or pass from the inbound goods just to the sorting area and later on to the area of delivery, carrying out interviews in different areas of the company's serial costs of liquidity will found that will be explained as the cause are mentioned. The third point is the findings from the interview with the plant employers. Resource imbalance without consideration of real time. Employees lack information about the arrival of trucks. As the next point, lack of up-to-date goods reception plans and delays in the tasks are made inside the warehouse. When the trucks not there, the employees loan to other areas. When they had to return to their original area, they left incomplete tasks where they were, which caused delays and accumulation. In this part, the employees had the notion of how many trucks arrived at the warehouse, but, but they didn't know at what times. When many goods arrived, employees to receive the merchandise were not enough. Employees had to request from other areas, and this caused delays and lack of productivity in the plant. As the next point, we have findings in the interview with the traffic department. In this point, we have lack of trucks and trailers to meet the demand, lack of GPS track the location of the trucks, in weak communication with the traffic department. These factors were the ones that caused delays and lack of communications. Um, as the final point, we have the workshop interview. This we have lack of reliable information and occupation in other areas. As mentioned above, the lack of planning and programming in the areas of the company cause the factors which turn out being negative. Analysis and implementation of the program. After reviewing the response and observation obtained in the different areas of the company, it's clear that the problem lies in the uncertainty that was had in the arrival of the trucks, since there was no planning about their arrival times. In order to solve this problem, a digital programming of truck arrivals was drawn up by creating and installing a mobile application with integrated GPS that allows to monitor the truck route, their departure time, their approximated arrival time, and in trace in which they were going to park. What allows us to create an efficient alternative to carry out optimal control and planning of routes and times. In the same way, the arrival of information is facilitated in the traffic area, where it can also carry out control over the road and what delays of blockage may arise during the journey. Within the technological age, effectively adapting to the change that emerges is more relevant every day. This application can be dominated by drivers. This change also leads to obtain both a competitive and comparative advantage. In this diagram, the following explains a bit of the sequence of the flow of information from the trucks to the employees that is followed when implementing this mobile application in the planning of the company. As a first point, we have the driver receive a text message alert. As a next point, we have the initiation of truck routes by the input of license plate. As next, access of the tracking for traffic control and information of the overhead display. 4. And other the in-house production planning class on truck 88. The solution obtained by analyzing the case study gives the clear view of Internet digital service, the scheduling system, and the effects of implementing digitalization in organization to enhance production planning, which results in increasing productivity. And the solution provided by the authors help the case company in eliminating backlogs and prepare usage of the resource to complete the task inside the warehouse. It helps the drivers driving towards the warehouse, the traffic department, and the shop floor employees at the same time. Implementing this new system ensures smoother production flow and reliable communication within the traffic department and the shop floor, as well as the driver as the floor shore. Thank you very much for your attention.